seconds away on Studio 5.
What award did I win last week on my team?
She's an actress and author, and she's only 13.
Do you watch, Disney growing up and say, this is something I want to do?
No, I never really thought about that.
Plus, Nicole C. Mullen is here.
Well, I know my Redeemer lives.
With the song and story behind her chart-topping success. And
Paris will be looking at me, adoring me.
Or not.
I already told you, you are nothing. You will always be nothing.
Only one way to find out.
we're jumping behind the scenes of the animated film Leap in Studio 5, starting now. And welcome to Studio 5. All those stories and so much more are ahead, but let's get started with the rundown of the best in uplifting entertainment news. We begin this week with number 5 in the countdown. At number 5.
And the award goes to...
The most memorable moment of this year's MTV Video Music Awards is this one, now also being shared on Twitter.
My name is Robert Lee IV. I'm a descendant of Robert E. Lee, the Civil War general whose statue was at the center of violence in Charlottesville.
Lee introduces the mother of Heather Heyer.
We have made my ancestor an idol of white supremacy, racism, and hate. As a pastor, it is my moral duty to speak out against racism, America's original sin.
Heyer was run over and killed as she protested racism at a rally in Charlottesville a few weeks ago.
Today, I call on all of us with privilege and power to answer God's call to confront racism and white supremacy head on.
At number 4.
Hi, I'm Conan O'Brien.
We catch up with Conan O'Brien in Israel, visiting with the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu.
You must sit. You must sit. There you go. Here's the difference between this dog and an American dog. No American dog is satisfied with a cucumber.
The late-night host is in the country filming an episode of Conan Without Borders, and he brushed up on his Bible knowledge in the bathroom aboard the flight over.
Look at that. It's got towel disposal, right? And then you can see right here going the other way, towel disposal. And I've actually recognized that from the Old Testament when Moses tells his people, to listen to the commandments and also dispose of your towels. He's a real neat-nick.
Number 3 in the countdown is coming your way in just a moment. Right now, we want to turn our attention to our first guest, Alena Pitts. She captured our hearts in the hit film War Room. Well, that young actress now adds author to her resume, teaming up with her very own mom to write a series of books for young girls. Alena Pitts is this week's Studio 5 interview.
I'm going to drop you off early at the community center, okay?
Okay. Can we pick up Jennifer on the way?
Sure, if it's okay with her mother.
Who's Jennifer?
She's on my double dutch team.
I thought you were playing basketball.
I wanted to jump rope again.
Aren't you a little too old to be jumping rope?
You know we love you, right? That wasn't very convincing.
Mom, I think you love me a little bit.
A little bit? Danielle, you're my daughter. You're the most important thing in the whole world to me. You gotta believe that.
What's my team name?
And those are just some of the images of Alena Pitts at work in the film War Room. She joins us now here in Studio 5. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You are amazing in the film.
Thank you.
And that is the very first time you've acted.
Yes.
Did you watch, Disney growing up and say, this is something I want to do?
No, I never really thought about that. I've always been very, I guess, dramatic. I like to just pretend and, put on fake shows at home with my sisters and like boss them around. That's about it.
That's it. So, how does the big break come? Many people wondering, who want to do this, how do you get the opportunity to be in a major film?
I got the opportunity. Just Priscilla Shire is my cousin, and so they were looking for little girls to audition, and she was like, I have a little niece that would love to audition, but she was like, she probably won't get it, and I was like, I won't get it because I've never acted before, but I'll try it and just, see what auditioning is like. And so I just kind of went in just, maybe this is something God has for me, probably not, but whatever. And I ended up getting the part in it, and it was really just a God thing, basically.
Wow. What was the toughest part about doing it?
I'd say crying.
Crying?
Yeah.
How did you make yourself cry?
Eye drops and
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so you were trying and trying.
Yes.
Okay. Was it difficult to learn all the lines and prepare?
No, they give you like a side with like 5 of the lines that you need every day, and it tells you like your call time and all that. And then like you just look over those lines the night before, and then the next day you say them like 10 times before you actually shoot them, and then you know.
Nice. Well, now in addition to acting, you are now moving from acting to being an author with this book, Hello Stars, the very first in a series you wrote along with your mom, Winter. And in reading it, Lena sounds a lot like Alena.
Yes. So it's kind of just a reflection of my life. It's about a girl named Lena Daniels, and she has to just like, she has her whole life planned out, and then God like turns all of her plans upside down and like he wants her to be in a movie and things like that. And she's like, okay, and then she has to learn to like just let God take control.
Wow. Now, War Room was about prayer. Yes. You share with me earlier that even the writing of this book came as a result of you and your mother praying together.
Yes.
How important is prayer to you at 13?
Extremely important, just because I realized like not only does God want like to talk to us and things like that, but he also hears us, and he like knows like our wildest dreams and things like that. And like especially my mom, because she just randomly said one day we should write a book, and then I was like, okay, we'll pray about it. And then 3 weeks later we ended up writing a book. So.
Do you already know what the next 2 adventures in this book are going to be about? Or are you
yes,
still
we are finished.
You're
writing.
done?
Yes.
Oh, so that's good.
Yes.
Give us a tease maybe about the next one?
So the next few ones are just kind of about, I can't give like an actual thing yet, but they're mainly just about like what she wants to do when she gets older and things like that. And you kind of just watch Lena Daniels grow up and become more mature in her faith and things like that.
Beautiful. What are your dreams growing up? What career path do you think you're going to walk?
I really enjoy singing, and like my uncle took me to the studio one time, and so I really do enjoy doing that, and so I hope I get to do that in the future.
And right now, there are at least 3 titles you can be on the lookout for in the Faith Girls series. They are Hello Stars, Days and Dreams and Movie Screens, and Shining Night, which comes out in 2018. Still ahead on Studio 5.
Will I know my Redeemer lives?
Nicole C. Mullen is here to share new music, a new tour, and an old familiar tune. And we are back in Studio 5 counting down this week's top 5 headlines and uplifting entertainment news. Here's the next one. At number 3.
I'm one of the best lawyers they have. I can't just roll up to the partners like, hey guys, I accidentally noticed that y'all paid me less than this white guy.
Comedian Yvonne Orji uses her breakout role in the hit HBO series Insecure to share her faith.
Life has a funny way of interrupting your plans, because one fateful Thursday, a friend of mine invited me to a campus Bible study. I love Jesus, he cool, why not? Let's go.
Here in People magazine, she also shares her commitment to saving sex for marriage.
I got to the Bible study, and there was this beautiful minister. She was a Met student, and she talked about how she was 25 and waiting until marriage to have sex. Hold up, what? Time out, Jesus, what happened? Who hurt her? And so I found myself going like this to like this. And by the time I knew it, y'all, I'd been bamboozled by Jesus.
At number 2. Gospel recording artist Tasha Cobbs Leonard has a new CD, and the immediate buzz. is about rapper Nicki Minaj's guest appearance on the project.
Hey yo, beach house vibes maneuver the jet ski, cause I serve a God that parted the Red Sea.
What's the point of making music, gospel music, so that many people can hear it and therefore hear about Jesus, right? Well, if Nicki Minaj is on your gospel song and her fans are going to hear it, then I imagine a lot more people are going to hear about Jesus.
And that leaves only one more headline in the countdown. My Redeemer Lives, that's the truth and also the title of the beautiful song that introduced many of us to the amazing voice of Nicole C. Mullen. Here's some good news. She has a new tour and new music. And this week, it is what's playing in my ear. My Redeemer Lives is the unforgettable anthem Nicole C. Mullen penned many years ago. Her new and latest project is titled Like Never Before.
It's a body of work that celebrates coming from the night season into the day, coming from death into life, heartache into redemption. So it's a celebration from fast songs to ballads, the whole nine, and everything in between. So Like Never Before is the album project.
Now, hearing you describe Like Never Before, I can't help but to think of the song that you're probably most popular for.
Redeemer?
Because you got that right. Coming from night to day.
Yeah, the very same God that spins things in orbit. He runs to the weary, the worn, and the weak.
That story was actually inspired by reading Job?
Absolutely. Job is my inspiration. And actually, Job is the one who actually said, I know my Redeemer lives. But it was after, like in the middle of his depression, in the middle of his night season of losing all 10 of his kids, losing his wealth, losing his health. And so in the middle of my night season is where I actually read Job and gained hope and comfort. And I wrote Redeemer in my season of not knowing and not, seeing the end. But I learned that God is able to buy back our brokenness. He's able to buy back our heartache and our shame. And He's able to work it together for our good and for His glory. And so Redeemer was born out of that, but also Like Never Before was born out of that as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Your tour, Arise, you are mentoring young girls and calling upon them to do exactly that.
Absolutely.
I'm the father of a 9-year-old girl, so watching you just moments ago speak life to a young girl, why are you reaching out to them?
Oh, because like you said, the song Arise and the conference Arise, it speaks to the heart of a girl and the heart of a woman, the girl that's inside the woman, even the heart of the boy that's inside the man, Talitha cum, where Jesus said, arise, He said to the 12-year-old, arise, little girl, I say to you, get up. And so I think God is calling us back to life in those places where we've been battered and shattered and wounded and bruised, places where our hope has died, our love has died. He's saying it's time to awaken, it's time to arise, and it's time to do the things that I've ordained for you to do. So that's why the conference is. And so we're doing it all over the place. People can find out more about it at NicoleCMullen.com. Hey.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My
Calling
pleasure.
on the nation to arise.
Yes, we are. Those believers in Christ.
My Redeemer lives. See, I know my Redeemer lives. So let all creation testify. Let this life within me cry. I know my Redeemer lives. And I know my Redeemer, He lives. See, I know my Redeemer lives. So let all creation testify. Let this life within me cry. I know my Redeemer lives.
Nicole C. Mullen's Arise experience gets underway in just a matter of days. Check out my blog for more information on that tour and her new music. Up next on Studio 5.
Now jump up, ring this bell, land, and do not splash the water.
That's impossible.
I thought it
was your dream to dance.
An orphan girl with Parisian dreams of becoming a ballerina.
If you work hard, if you prepare, and you believe, then good stuff can sometimes happen.
Meet the stars behind the voices of the animated film Leap. Welcome back to Studio 5. I think I hear the sound of the drum roll, and that means it is time for the #1 headline in this week's countdown of the best and uplifting entertainment news. At #1.
This convoy of desperation taking people away from their flooded-out homes to places like this.
Hollywood rises up to lend a hand to thousands devastated by Hurricane Harvey.
I'm challenging a lot of my celebrity friends to follow my lead and donating $25,000 to Hurricane Harvey, to the Red Cross. I challenge The Rock, Steve Harvey, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Jay-Z, Beyonce.
And Beyonce, a Houston native, quickly answered comedian Kevin Hart's challenge, telling the Houston Chronicle she is working with her team and her Houston pastor, Rudy Rasmus, to implement a plan to help as many as we can.
Prayers go out to Houston.
And that is a wrap for this week's countdown of the best in uplifting entertainment news. But it's now time to take a look at something new at the box office you may have missed. It's the story of an orphan girl with dreams of becoming a ballerina. Here's your first look at the animated film Leap.
Paris will be looking at me, adoring me.
Or not.
I already told you, you are nothing. You will always be nothing.
Only one way to find out.
Here's what Leap is about. The Mother Superior says in the beginning that life is hard and life is pain and you should give up on your dreams because they're not going to happen.
Felicie, I know you have this dream, but dreams are not reality.
And the main character, Felicie, just knows somewhere in her heart that that's not true.
Now jump up, ring this bell, land, and do not splash the water.
But that's impossible.
I thought it was your dream to dance.
She goes for it because she senses that there's more to life than she was brought up to believe.
Dance school in Paris.
You? A dancer at the ballet?
You wouldn't last more than 5 minutes out there.
Are you sure about that? Bye-bye, orphanage.
We did it!
Paris, city of dreams.
Can you dance?
Leap is the story of a girl who joins a dance company and her trials and tribulations, but my character is Victor, who helps her get there.
Paris, city of romance, city of dreams, city of fame and fortune.
I'm gonna be everything I want to be.
Where is Felicie? If you escape with me tonight,
our dreams will come true.
Do you have a plan?
A brilliant plan. I call them chicken wings!
Victor has a dream to be an inventor, and he invents a bunch of really interesting inventions. They do tend to have a lot of mishaps.
Good morning, sunshine.
You know, I wouldn't say he's the most dignified character, but he is very lovable.
You will become the greatest dancer, and I will become the greatest inventor ever! I've got a job with the man who was building that.
Ooh la la.
I had the great fortune of playing 3 characters in this movie. When do you get to play 3 characters in a movie? I don't know.
Felicie, I know you have this dream of being a dancer. We all know it. First you deceive my daughter, and then you take her identity.
So, you know, you pick a different voice for everyone and you just go with it. It's not that hard. That's the secret. It's not clean. Oops! I played Regine, who's sort of a prototypical evil stepmother type. She's got this like big wacky hair and this like very cinched little waist, and she's a bit uptight.
Are you the caretaker?
You can stay with me until you get on your feet.
Starting tomorrow, we'll have an audition in my new ballet.
Can you dance?
I think I can.
If you work hard, if you prepare, and you believe, then good stuff can sometimes happen.
We should never give up on our dreams.
No matter what happens, Never give up on your dreams. You can do it.
Leap is in theaters right now. And still to come on Studio 5, The Doctor is in.
This program says it's realistic. You don't have to be perfect.
Ian Smith is here with a prescription for living your best life. Welcome back to Studio 5. Time flies when you're having fun. We are just about out of time for this week's show, but we're already hard at work to take you on the road next week. Here's a look at what's in store. This is a massive celebration of the power of the local church.
What I love about this tour is it really celebrates the local church. The amazing thing that I love about the local church is, like we were just talking about this, it really keeps you grounded.
Studio 5 is your all-access pass to the Outcry Tour. Hear the music and the message behind this growing movement. And that's coming up next week. Certainly hope you'll join us for a fun ride. As for this show, I'm giving the final word to a doctor, author, and television host, Ian Smith. It's some great advice for living your best life.
People have to remember that there's an alpha and omega to life. There's a beginning number and an end number, and it's going to come for all of us, no matter how rich you are, how great you are, it doesn't matter. But it's the dash in the middle that makes the difference. It's what you did between those dates that really defines who you are, and it's your legacy. And you don't have to be rich and famous to leave a legacy. What you have to be is someone who's passionate and loving and caring, and someone who realizes that we are small in the grand scheme of life and the world. And if you accept your place in a humble way, then you can make great contributions to the world around you and for those who come behind us.
Thanks, Dr. Ian. Alpha and Omega. It is indeed what you do during that dash in the middle that matters, so make the most of it. That is a great word and the final word for this edition of Studio 5. Until next time, reach out and connect with me and Studio 5 on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. And then be sure to come on back and see all that is good in uplifting entertainment news next week. Bye-bye, everybody.